What's going on, everybody? Let's talk about Pokemon cards and investing and why it's actually a bad idea, especially for beginners. I've only been into it for a couple of months, and just from researching and looking at the different prices and different things, and can money be made? Yes. Is it a solid investment? No. So let's talk about why. On the app, it actually has the years. I don't see the years here on the Poke Collect. But let's go back to Sun and Moon series. Sun and Moon series is when they started getting a little more as far as production, different things. But if you go back to the XY series, you had limited expansions, not as many, and there wasn't as many people grading those cards or taking care of those cards. Like, if you look at some of the popular cards from XY evolutions, you will see that some that's graded, there's only maybe like 2,000, or maybe 500 or different things like that. And as you get up to Sun and Moon, just a little bit more. Now, I can't sit here and remember all the numbers, but I compared all the numbers throughout the different series, like from um, the first edition set. Like, you look at a Charizard from first edition, how many PSA 10s are there? Very far few in between. But you skip all the way up to Scarlet and Violet, Sword and Shield, you find a PSA 10 Charizard. How many is there? 9, 10, 12, 13,000. So the reason the first edition was so much is because there's not that many. But now that people are collecting cards and taking care of the cards and actually getting them graded and into the hobby with 12, 15,000 PSAs, the value is never going to go up high. And if it does, I mean, that would take 50 years. Um, so it don't make sense as far as buying these boxes and boxes just to try to pull one card that's you lost money on already by buying all the boxes. And then let's talk about something else. So, evolutions, Sun and Moon. I think Sun and Moon might have been before the pandemic. I'm not sure because I can't remember the years. But I do know that during the pandemic, once the Pokemon craze and hype went crazy, yeah, all the old boxes were snagged up and bought, but there wasn't that many. Fast forward it now to Sword and Shield, and especially the Scarlet and Violet. I see tons and tons of people, YouTubers, influencers buying boxes. I mean, cases and hundreds of booster boxes, and then they're on YouTube and they're hyping this up. And there's so many people that has so many boxes sitting around hoarding. They're never going to make their money back on those boxes. Yeah, it might go up a little, but is it really worth the time to spend thousands of dollars just to hold something for 5, 10 years just to get a couple of bucks back from it? In my opinion, it's not. And there's way more solid investments than Pokemon cards. Is Pokemon cards a bad thing? No, it's not. If this is your hobby and this is what you enjoy, then that's great. There's nothing wrong with that. But as far as taking your hard-earned money and then going and buying these boxes just to sit around and you think that they're going to be money. They're not, especially like if you look at the XY booster boxes, I think they're like $800. But do you think a Scarlet and Violet booster box is going to get there anytime soon, especially with all the reprints that they do now and all the people that's hoarding them? And this is another thing. So since 2020, since the pandemic and the craze, Pokemon is just like releasing so many cards, so many. There's more cards than there is for demand. No one wants that many cards, so the price for those to really skyrocket, I don't see it. And if it does, it's 50 years from now. Um, and then they come on YouTube and really hype it up, and people buy. And another thing is scams. You can go online and buy boxes, and there's people that's actually reprinting these cards, packs, and some look legit, some don't. And when you got to start tearing cards and really looking at the packs and stuff, it's too much. Not to mention the people from the Pokemon factory, like the Shiny EX, that already had the cards before they ever came out. So how do you deal with that? I mean, is Pokemon going to fix that? So for the normal person that's spending money to buy these cards, it's just not worth it. Now don't get me wrong. If someone were to ask me, hey, what do you want for Christmas, especially if I'm a kid or I have family, that's like, first thing I'm going to say is a box of cards, of course, because you didn't buy it. So you're not losing nothing. If you find a good card, then you made money. Now, is there something wrong with going and buying a box and open it? No, it's not. But going to buy 10, 20, 30 boxes and expecting to make money off of it, I just wouldn't do it. What are your thoughts? Let me know. Thanks.